All right, everybody, welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show. I'm Jessica with Agave Homes and Investments, part of the Rick Helps Real Estate team. Just giving you an update on week 31. So let's talk about our real estate market here locally. So thanks to the Crawford Report, we've got some great charts and data to kind of dumb it down for us to send some news out to you guys, all of our millions and millions of subscribers. Wanted to let you know too, Rick's home, by the way, and back in recovery again. He's back behind the scenes, always doing his magic to keep you guys up to date with the data, and we're just going to try and present it not as well as he does, but we're going to do the best that we can. So, what does it mean here locally for us? We've got 24,046 homes on the market available to go out there and shop for. And we're muddling along, as Pat and Rick say, muddling along here. We've actually had a bit better season after our peak season, January through the end of May. We've seen less inventory, we've had higher sales, we've had a little bit of increase in sales prices. So what does that mean going into the third quarter of this year? So we will find out. We've got still have war. We've still got some political news going on. We still have tariffs in place. We've got an energy shock crisis going on with gas prices. So all of that being said, I can say that the housing market, in my opinion, is keeping up and doing pretty well. If we take a look at where we were last year on closed sales for the month, we had last year 6,200 sales, and we're at 6,400 sales. So all that being said, we've got a little bit of price recovery this year. We've got a little bit of appreciation. We've got more sales. We've got great inventory. So is it a buyer or a seller's market? It probably depends on the zip code. Maybe even depends on the city that you're in. So I wanted to talk to you guys. We've got a listing over in Chandler, cute little house. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, new construction, which is pretty hard to find, built in 2022 for this size of a single family home, below 600,000. Below 600,000, believe it or not, less than 12 homes for sale in Chandler. But let's go back to this chart. So let's just generally look. If I were to go into Chandler, Arizona, looking for a single family residence, so I did take out condos, condos and townhouses, patio homes, manufactured homes. So this is just single family residences. And this is August 5th. So we've got 471 homes to choose from here in Chandler. And what I wanted to really pay attention to on our local basis is what is going on in Chandler. So Sunday, when I did an open house at our little listing over in Chandler, there were 509 homes available, and by Monday we had 500. Tuesday 495, and look at this, guys, today we have 471 homes available in Chandler. And I wanted to see, well, what happened to those homes? We've got about the same amount of homes under contract contingent upon closing. We've got about the same amount of homes pending. And we're seeing that. So what does that mean? About, just a little over a third of homes every month in Chandler are closing. So out of 500 homes listed, we're looking at, over 200 homes sold. So, is it a buyer's market or seller's market? And this is an article according to Redfin that was published in July. And it does say that we're still in a buyer's market, definitely. And depending on the city, depending on the zip code within your city, those markets can be a little bit different. But overall, I just wanted to say, as far as it depending on your city and depending on your zip code, depending on your state, real estate is weathering all of these conditions that are affecting a lot of different things for consumer price index and consumer spending, but housing is hanging in there. So Chandler alone, if you take a look at this chart, Chandler alone, you can see is on track to have about, a little over 400, 500 homes. Well, this is our active listing, so apologize, and we're on track for the same amount of homes to close. So what I anticipate, if I take out 2022, 2023, 2024, guys, I expect that we're probably just gonna trail along with a little bit lower inventory. So, that's good news for sellers, to know that we have less inventory than last year. It's still good news for buyers, as you still have, comparing to the average national average, we're not back to normal inventory ranges, but lots of homes still to choose from. So home sales are good. Let's talk about mortgage rates a little bit. So mortgage rates have gone up in the last few weeks with our conditions of war, and we had Fed meetings. We had the Fed hold back and not touch our rates, which is great. So we're probably already seeing pricing adjusting to those changes before the Feds meet back again in September. And I wanted to take a look at overall. So if you guys look at February of 2022, when we started seeing a price increase in interest rates, February all the way up until we hit a peak in October of 2023, real estate has remained and continued to have sales. So our annual sales rate, if we look at next year or last year at the end of 2025, we were at just under 70,000 homes that sold. And if you look at this year, we're above that. We're anticipated to close more homes than we did in 2024. So all that being said, just wanted to give you a little local specific news in Chandler, talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on in our real estate market here locally. Everything's about still the same, but optimistic that we're going to have a good quarter and going into the end of this year. And don't forget, if you want that zip code report up there, if you want a zip code report about your area, to click the little or scan the little QR code, and Rick and the team will work on getting you out a zip code report. So we thanks as always for chiming in, and we'll catch you next week. You guys have a great rest of the week and make it a great weekend.